I want to share with you one of the aspects of my own personal life that affects me a lot sometimes, but I have a lot of tips on how to work through it. So let's talk about why you shouldn't worry and how to get rid of all of that excess anxiety to stop worrying on this episode of Moving Forward Initiative. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video from Moving Forward. Before we get started, make sure that you like and subscribe, and let's get started. So, worrying. Worrying is definitely a big part of my life that I've had to deal with a lot, and I want to share some tips and tricks to try to get your own, if you're worrying as well a lot, how to get out of that mindset. For me personally, I still struggle sometimes. So at the end of the day, I'm still human. I have moments where I step out and I worry. I try to not display it as much as I used to. Back when, in my earlier ages, when I was starting to figure a lot of this stuff out or just figure my own self out, I worried quite a bit. I really did, and it it was to a point where it needed to be rectified. Now, for me personally, I never experienced any anxiety attacks or just freak out moments. It was just more so of just like processing the worry and just so many things in my reality, and just kind of like lashing out, or not really lashing out, but just expressing myself at a very anxious kind of way, in a very anxious kind of way. And those who were around me seen that. And I'll say personally, worrying about what you can't control, it's ultimately going to be a kick in the butt for your own self. It's a double-edged sword. You can't worry about things that you can't control. And you really can't worry about things that you can control. And when I say that, I'll give you an example. So, let's just say, figuratively, that you have a death in the family. No one can control death, and no one can control the outcome of another person's life and death that they have. And when a person dear to you departs from this life, you can't control what happened. All you can do is control your reaction towards what happened. And in that sense, when you control your reactions to everything around you, then you're able to have peace with what is brought to you. Let me say that again. You're able to have peace to what is brought to you. Because in this life, we are never faced with a challenge that we cannot handle. There are so many things in this reality, in this life, that we're faced with. And nothing that we're faced with is, I'll say this, everything that we are faced with, we can handle. We definitely can handle out of all of the situations that we are put through. The challenge becomes when you react out of fear, and when you react out of something that you feel as though you cannot control. And you always can control your reaction. Now, some people can't control their reactions. And that is understandable because we are all human beings. It's not like we're going to not react in a strong manner about someone who has passed on that was dear to us. Or it's not out of the ordinary to act strongly or to react strongly about a situation that is horrible for you right now. Whether that is, any kind of life situation. A past due bill came. You got into a car accident. Any of these kinds of scenarios that can lead you into just constant worrying about what is to happen next. Now, for me personally, when I go through these moments of worry and anxiety, I have to sit down and think of the positives. Law of attraction, positive thinking. It's all true. It really is. You may have stumbled on a lot of videos on YouTube about this, and it's all true. The more that you speak positively about the situation that you're in, or think positively about the situation that you're in, then the better of a chance that you will react towards it in a positive manner. And the manner that it's received in will react to itself positively to you. Now, in some cases, you'll have to figure things out for yourself. And that's why you have to sit back, relax, calm your mind, and think about, how do I get from A to Z in this situation? Because right now, while I'm at A, my brain is scattered. It's everywhere. But how do I structure myself to think positively from this point in point A, and how can I safely get the result and answer that I need from Z? And that right there is definitely a task that is hard for some people. A lot of people have anxiety, and it's hard for them to get out of the state of mind of not having to worry about the situation that they're in. And for you, there's many of things that you as a person, as an individual, can do. Some things work for some people and some things may not work for people. Sit down, process the thought. You might have to write it down in a notebook. Write down your thoughts and how you can control your reactions to these thoughts. in the situations that are given to you. And then sometimes, like for me personally, back in the day, I had to write down every single scenario that things can lead into, whether that was good or bad. You know, sometimes you have to, you know, in my early stages, I don't do this now, but for you, you can learn from this as well. But you can write down the positives and the negatives of the situation, or how the situation could be worse and how you can fix it. And these are ways that you could all utilize when you are worrying or when you're in a state of anxiety. And then for some people, that's meditation. These are things that are accessible to us that we can calm the mind, to not worry about the future, to stay present and not worry about the past as well, and to always stay present, like I said. So whether that is meditating, writing it down, talking to someone that you could trust and you could easily get the positive reinforcement that you get out of it, out of the situation, these are ways to go about it. And speaking of, like I said, with talking to someone that's going to give you the positives, that can change the brain. It can change the mind into knowing for sure that the situation can be better than what's being brought to you. And when I say that, that is all a part of the law of attraction, to where your mind is definitely thinking of the positives of the outcome, and that is how you attain the positives of what is to come out of that. And when I say this, I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart, that it really is true. It works. The law of attraction, or even if you were to listen to positive reinforcements and just affirmations, these things really do work, and they help calm the mind to center you for what is already here, and not have to worry about the then and the future. And that is how you stop worrying and let life flow through you and not against you. You never want life to work against you. You always want it to flow through you, so you can be able to move through the currents, through the everlasting currents that are all, or the energy that is all around us. And this invisible energy can lead you into all of the things that you want in life. It can definitely lead you there. But you can't work against it. You can't let your mind wander into negative states. And if you do that, then you will continuously have moments where you will have to worry about every single thing. And no one wants to live that way. And I promise you, I know you don't. I know you don't want to live that way. So allow the currents, the everlasting currents that are all around us, this invisible energy, to flow through you and not against you. Thank you guys. That is all that I have for today. I thank you guys so much. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.